Hello guys, today I'm going to be making a video and discussing some of the things that I don't normally discuss on my channel, but I felt with the current situation that has been going on lately, it was something that I needed to talk about. So today I'm going to be talking about the Australian fires that have been going on, and then I'm also going to be talking about climate change, because I know online right now there's many different websites reporting this story. I know if you go on Instagram or any other social media platform, there's a lot of people who are spreading wrong information. So I did sit down and do a bunch of research and compiled a bunch of things together to inform you guys about what is actually going on in Australia. And then I am going to talk a little bit about climate change and just kind of like my thoughts on what needs to be done about it, and then kind of relating that to the fires that have been going on and stuff. So before you guys ask me in the comments like where I got certain information from, or maybe I said something that you don't think is true or necessarily agree with, I do have all the sources at the end of the video that I will put, because I know people tend to get angry when people are saying things and they don't have sources for them. So I'm gonna have the links to all the articles that I did read at the end of the video, so if you guys do have any questions, you can go check those out. Or if you happen to know that one of the sources that I did provide had some inaccurate information, please let me know, because obviously I want to learn as much as possible about this, but please make sure to check out the sources before you start getting mad at me in the comments, because I do have all of them linked there. So the first thing that I wanted to mention was the fact that it is Australia's fire season, so they do normally have fires during this time of year. There still is 1 month left of the fire season, but this is the fire season, so it's not abnormal for them to have fires. However, it is abnormal for them to have fires of this magnitude. It is a huge fire that is like bigger than they have ever seen, or basically bigger than I have ever heard. I know in the summertime there were fires that happened, I think it was in the summertime. It was a couple months ago. Fires that happened in the Amazon rainforest, and everyone is in a big panic about that. And these fires are so much bigger than that. So even the fires that are happening in Australia right now are so much bigger than the fires that happen in the Amazon rainforest, and so much bigger than any of the other big fires that have been happening lately. So these are not small fires, these are huge fires, and it's a huge danger for the people who live there. I tried to find out how many people who have died so far, and a couple websites said like 23, some said 24, so around 24 people have died so far as a result of these fires. There are rescue missions going on where people are, or where other countries are helping to evacuate people from Australia and rescuing them and bringing them to safety. And I know people are trying to rescue animals as well, which is a really great thing, but even with everyone who has rescued animals, they're still estimating that about 1 billion animals have died, and 1/3 of the koala population that is in Australia has also burned alive in the fire. Either that or been really confused because of all the smoke and gotten lost and then died, which is really upsetting. And even the ones that have survived, they're really concerned for them, because even the ones that have survived up to this point will probably die within the next couple weeks or months, they estimate, just because of lack of food, water. Maybe I know a lot of them have very severe burns from the fires, and just things like that. They have basically no habitat now because of these fires, so it is kind of a concern of where the surviving animals are going to live, and it's just making me so upset. I have read a couple things of koala bears like begging people for water because of how thirsty they are and how dry everything has been. And I know a lot of people from Australia are trying to help these animals, but there's only so much they can do because they're in the middle of the same situation. So it's really hard for them to be helping animals as well when they're trying to just survive and get out. And so many people have lost their homes, had to leave their homes and everything, which is so upsetting. I could not imagine. And there's really not much place for these people to go. I've heard of a lot of people talking about it, and a lot of them are really scared that they have no place to go, which is very upsetting, and nobody should really ever have to go through that, and it's horrible. The last time I checked, it said that an area bigger than the country of Switzerland has burned, which is honestly insane to me. I can't even comprehend how huge that is. Like, an area bigger than an entire country has burned, and that's so upsetting to me. And I'm sure since I've done this research, which is just last night, that even more has burned and has probably gotten so much bigger since then, which is so upsetting. At this point, the fires are so big that they are creating their own weather patterns, which I've never even heard of that happening before. Obviously, I know that it can happen, but I haven't really heard of that happening before. And they are creating like fire tornadoes, which is just spreading the fire even worse and faster, which is awful. Like, honestly, I don't know when these are going to stop, because now the fires, now that they are making their own weather, it's going to be much more difficult to control and stop the fires from spreading. Some of you guys may be wondering why I'm making this video and talking about climate change. In a little bit, I'm going to be talking about things like my personal beliefs on what should be done about climate change, but you guys might be kind of wondering, like, if it is just Australia's natural fire season, like, why are people to blame for this fire? And although fires are not directly created by global warming does make the fires worse and easier to start. So the drier, like, everything is drier now, the soil is drier, and this year Australia has had record-breaking heat, so it's been so much hotter there. All three of those things are caused by global warming, and those three things make it easier for fires to start and easier to spread, and they make the fires so much worse. So it is created partially by us humans and climate change and global warming and stuff. Even though they do have natural fires and stuff, these fires have gotten a lot worse because of human-made conditions. The fires were made worse by global warming, like I mentioned before, but they're also contributing to global warming. So the fires are going to release carbon dioxide, and so far, the last time I checked, it said that there was 350 million metric tons of carbon dioxide that have been emitted into the atmosphere from these fires alone. And that much carbon dioxide, just to put it into perspective how much that actually is, would take over a century to be absorbed again. So it's really not going to help our global warming situation, and then in the future these fires are just going to keep getting worse and worse and worse, and other global, like, natural disasters are just going to keep getting worse and worse and worse, and the droughts are going to keep getting worse, and everything is just going to keep getting worse until somebody finally does something. And by the time someone actually decides to do something, it's probably going to be too late, because nobody's going to actually want to do something until they absolutely have to, and by that point it's just going to be too late to fix anything anyway. The thing that upsets me most about this fire is the lack of care that people seem to have for animals just being burned alive in this forest, and people losing their homes and their lives and basically everything that they've ever known. Like, I just feel like people really don't care about that, and I know you've probably seen it on your social media, you probably read articles about it, but in relative to how people should care, people don't really care. When the Notre Dame Cathedral burned down, billions of dollars were raised practically overnight to rebuild it. And that's fine and everything like that. If that's what people want to spend their money on, I'm not really going to be upset about that. But just the fact that so many more people cared about that fire that nobody died in, it was just that building got burned down, everyone cared about that and wanted to pay billions to rebuild it. But people are asking for donations to help pay volunteer firefighters and just other firefighters to help out and help put out these fires. Like, hardly anyone is donating money, and so far the people that I've seen have been donating money have been like just normal people donating what they can, and not the people who actually have the money. And the people that donated money when the cathedral burned down, like, those are the types of people that I have not been seeing donating money. It's just been, so far that I've seen, normal people donating money. And I'm sure there have been some wealthy people that have donated large amounts of money, but for the most part I've just seen your average person donating money. The other thing that makes me really mad just about climate change in general, I'm just going to read the statistic right exactly off my phone because I don't want to get the numbers wrong, but it will cost $300 billion to stop the rise of greenhouse gases, and that will buy us 20 years of time to fix global warming. So $300 billion, that is a lot of money, but if you think about it, there is 2,200 US dollar billionaires worldwide, and they have a combined wealth of American dollars, $9.1 trillion. So $9.1 trillion is the combined wealth of all the billionaires in the world, and we need $300 billion to give us 20 years to fix global warming. And personally, I just don't understand why more people are not donating money and putting money towards this cause. Because if every billionaire just donated a little bit of what they had, it probably wouldn't take that long to reach 300 billion. The top 8 richest billionaires, so this is literally 8 people, have as much money as half of the human race. And I know that there's gonna be people who are mad about these comments that I am making and me telling billionaires to donate their money. Yes, I am aware that they earned their money and I know that they worked hard for their money. However, personally, I do not feel like anybody on this planet needs $1 billion or more. Like, there's people that are worth hundreds of billions of dollars, and there's no way that they can spend all that money and no way that they need all that money. And yes, I understand that they worked hard for it, but there's millions and millions of people who work extremely hard every day that can barely provide for their families. So what I don't understand is why there's people with just billions and billions of dollars. Yes, I know they worked hard. Yes, I know that they had to take a risk in order to accumulate that money. However, there's so many other people that work hard, have taken risks, and started their own businesses that have failed. So just because someone has worked hard, and I feel like so many people have the mindset that if you just work hard, you will be able to prosper, when you're not taking into account some people's circumstances. Some people just do not have that chance to just work and save all their money. And I've heard so many people just on Instagram and in general, people just saying, well, in order to save money, just stop going to get coffee every morning. Stop, like, make coffee at home. Stop eating out so much. And while that will save a person money, that's not all it's gonna take to accumulate that much wealth. And I feel like so many people don't realize actually how difficult it is to accumulate that much wealth. And the people that are multi-billionaires, yes, it is a combination of hard work, and they took a risk and they started a business and things like that. However, it is partly the circumstances that they were in. Like, I know that there are some billionaires that have come from nothing, and there is people like that, but there is also a lot of billionaires and millionaires that also grew up in wealthy families, and that circumstance that they grew up in is what helps them be where they are today. And personally, I do not understand why, like, how a person could be sitting there with billions of dollars in their bank account when there is people that are dying because they were $10 or $20 too short, then they couldn't afford their insulin because they just didn't have $10 more to spare. Or there's people who are dying because they don't have enough food or a place to live. Personally, for me, I don't understand how billionaires can sit back and watch the world fall apart. And there's so many people who do not want to put in environmentalist practices because it's going to slow the economy down, it's going to hurt the economy. But we're not going to have an economy if we do not have a planet to live on. Like, I don't understand how people do not understand that. Like, there's no point in having a good economy if you don't even have a planet. Like, it's just, I'm sorry, like, I normally don't make videos about this because I normally get way too heated about these certain topics, and I could talk for hours and hours and hours about how I think it is such an injustice that so many people have so much and other people have literally nothing. And it just makes me so angry when I see billionaires complaining, or even people who are not billionaires but they just have a decent amount of wealth, even just complaining about taxes and saying how wrong it is and the rich people should not be taxed and things like that. Like, I don't know, just personally for me, I feel like The people who do have that much wealth should at least be using it to help the common good and to be helping other people. I guess that's just my take on it. Like, I just don't understand how the money is there. Like, the money is there to resolve climate change and to actually give us a chance to fix it and to keep our planet habitable for generations to come. But so many people are so concerned with their own wealth that they have that they just don't even care. Like, nobody wants to be, like, everyone wants climate change to be fixed. I'm pretty sure there's not very many people that are like encouraging climate change and being like, I want climate change. Everybody wants it to be fixed. Nobody wants this to be a problem. Nobody wants Australia to be burning or the oceans to be filled with plastic. Nobody wants that. But there's very few people who are actually going to take that next step and say, like, yeah, I will donate some of my money to help. And I'm not talking about your average citizen. I know there's been so many average people who hardly have enough even for themselves that have donated money to these causes, which is absolutely amazing. If you guys do want to donate, like, if you can donate, obviously I'm not telling you have to, but I know people have been asking for certain websites like that are credible to donate to, so I will link some of those in the description box. But obviously you don't have to. It's just, if you are looking for a place to donate, I will have it linked down below. So thank you guys for sticking with me if you're still here at the end of my rant. I tried to be informative and use a lot of facts, but I'm also very, very upset right now, and I'm just super annoyed with the entire human population as a whole. If you disagree with any of my opinions, obviously I respect that everyone has different opinions. However, I would just ask that you please be respectful of my opinions and everyone else's opinions in the comments. You can feel free to share them, but just make sure you share them in a respectful way. I will have all the sources listed in just a second, but thank you guys so much for watching, and I'm sorry if this was a little rant style, but I just felt the need to share some of the things that I've been thinking. And yeah, if you guys like these rant style videos, let me know. I will do more of them. I don't know, I've never done one before on my channel because I don't know if you guys like them, but if you do, definitely let me know, because I'm very passionate about a lot of these issues and I would love to talk more about them on my channel if it's something you guys are interested in. But I really hope that you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.